Welcome to day two. As you know, the original recording, the live recording, actually didn't record. I had a bit of a glitch. It was a Mercury retrograde shadow, apparently. It was coming in strong for me. Anyhow, I am here now and I'm going to present this day two of the Magnetic Wealth workshop for you as a recording because it is one of my favorite topics on yin and yang, masculine and feminine energies. And also because I promised I would, if you signed up, I would give you the recording, and here it is. So let me share the screen and thank you if you're watching this. I thank you for being here. And don't forget, you can always as well book your free wealth strategy call with me. So the link is in the slide. So let me just share my screen here. And here we go. And so in this workshop, day two, we are going to, oh, I have to get my presenter view up as well. Here we go. We are going to talk about yin and yang, and we're going to teach lessons centering around the theme of masculine and feminine energy that will shift your emotional and energetic states around money, and also understanding the flow cycles and of feminine and masculine energy as in yin and yang. And here is the link to book a call with me if you want to have some one-on-one time and really get focused and refined on your specific wealth strategies and how you can double your wealth, become more magnetic, and really call in the abundance and the financial security that you know is within your reach, or else you wouldn't be here. So here's the link here to book that call with me, bit.ly/wealthy call. So it's a bit.ly link, bit.ly/wealthy call. So let's get right into it, the yin and yang. So the funny thing is, if we were men, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't be talking about balancing masculine and feminine energy for the most part. Now there is more of a theme where men are starting to finally get in tune with their feminine energy. And truth be told, this is not exactly about men and women, and it's not men versus women, because as you can see here, no matter what energy you have, or what energy you lead with, because we all lead with either a more feminine or a masculine energy, we all have our properties together. So even if you're masculine energy, you'll always have feminine energy. Even if you're in your feminine energy, there's always masculine energy, because the two are not separate. And we'll also get into this theme, is that we as a society have separated these two entities. They have pitched men versus women against each other. Really, it's a harmonious energetic cycle, and it is wholeness. The biggest thing about the yin and yang, and we've all seen the symbol, is that it's a circle. It's a never-ending cyclical circle that works together, that works in harmony, that works as one. And when we understand the power of being able to use both energies at our will, to be able to shift between both energies on demand, as necessary, as needed, we become more magnetic. We enhance our electrical bodies because we are electricity. So I will talk about men and women, even though this is not necessarily specific to gender, because you can be in a, same sex relationship and still one person is more feminine than the other. You could be in a female body and still lead very much with your masculine energy. But I will, first, the most simplistic and the most sort of straightforward and clear version, I will often use men and women because, yes, women have more feminine energy in general, and men have more masculine energy in general. And yes, even with those properties, we still have, as women, we still have masculine energy. As men, we still have feminine energy. And certain times in our lives can be more dominant the other. Remember, I was a single mom for a long time, so I had no choice. I felt like I had no choice. I was always leading with my masculine energy as a single mom. And this is a problem with women. And this is a problem actually with society, is that the whole of society as we know it is built on masculine energy, masculine power. And I'll show you why, because masculine energy is a dominant, a forceful energy. It's strength, it's brute strength. The profane masculine energy is pure force. And this is how we built society, based on force, based on war, based on fighting. And things are starting to shift. Things are finally starting to balance out. We are now starting to become in harmony with each other. And we have to keep this going as women, as mothers, as the keeper of the future, our children. We have to keep on perpetuating and keep propagating and keep expanding this feminine energy. Women, as this is a study done last year from the Boston Consulting Group. Women are now controlling 32% of the world's wealth, and this will rise at a compounded annual growth rate, compounded 5.7% to US 97 trillion US dollars by 2024. So a wave is coming for the feminine energy, for women. A wave is coming. More and more doors have been opening. We are now finally getting a foothold and climbing that mountain. But how are we going to do it? How can we manifest change in this society so that we don't repeat the negativity of the past, the horrendous nature of the past, the scarcity and the brutality of the past? Because women inherently are wired different, and we know better now. Men know better now. So this is from the same study, the managing partner. She says the next generation of females seek not only returns, but also purpose. They just don't want more. We just don't want more. We want better. This is just not about money for us, right? This is about meaning. It's about connection. It's about leaving a legacy for the next generation, for our children, and about making a difference in the world. And I'm really glad you're here, because money can make a difference. You having money can make a difference. And this is why I do the work that I do, because I want so much for more and more women to feel empowered when it comes to money. You can vote with your money. You can help more people when you have more money. You can use money to make more money and to help others. And it just starts with one woman at a time. And I am here to help you do that, because it can be done. And I know it sounds cliche, because I did it and you can do it too. And it is absolutely true. I came from nothing. If you did not watch the first video, you know that my background, I came to Canada. My parents came here with my mom was pregnant and she had 3 kids under 3. My little sister was just an infant when she came. And we started with nothing, and my parents worked minimum wage for most of the time. And I broke the cycle of poverty. I broke it, and I am in a much better place where I can now contribute and give back, and can at a place where I can continue to grow wealth. And I want to teach you how to do that. That's why I'm here. That's why you're here. Let me teach you how to do that. So when it comes to men and women, there is this book, Men Are from Mars, Women Are from Venus. And we are slightly wired a little bit differently, neurologically, biologically, we're definitely wired differently. And men, they say men are like waffles. They're able to compartmentalize things, whereas women are like spaghettis, where we have everything intertwined with us. So it is more important for us as feminine energy, because feminine energy is collaborative, it's harmonious, it's joining together, it's the mother's hug. We're the alchemists. We bring everything together, and I'll show you the differences when we get into this. But women tend to want to enmesh everything with us. We want to enmesh everything together. And I just want to make sure I'm recording here. Yes, I am. And so it matters to us. We don't necessarily want to just make money. So many women I know, they don't want to make money if it involves sacrificing their physical health, if it involves taking away time from their family. And this could be a form of self-sabotage for you, that you have this adverse feeling about, if you get money or if you gain more money, you'll have to sacrifice something. That is something that I talked about in day one. You'll have to sacrifice your physical health. You'll have to sacrifice your relationships. You'll have to sacrifice your spiritual and mental wellness. Do you have that feeling in you that you can't be spiritual? You can't have love and money. You can't have good, you have to sacrifice everything, including your health and your physicality. You got to give stuff up. Why? Why are we trained this way? It is a conditioning that we have as women, that we just can't want something without having to sacrifice, without having to struggle for it, without having to feel hard about it, to make it hard for us, that it can't come easy, that these things cannot come easy. And we're here to shift that. We're here to shift that. We are allowed to call in abundance, call in wealth, make money, have it be easy, have it come to us and attract it to us with effort. We all need to work in some way. There's always an energy exchange. And I talked about this. There always is a give and a take, but does it have to be completely one-sided? Like I got to give it my all in order to get something back, or it's not going to be worth it. And unless I work really, really hard for it, it's not going to be worth it. That is just a conditioning. We need to drop that struggle mentality when it comes to building wealth for ourselves. You are allowed to build wealth and to make money with ease. You are allowed to have it all. You can have it all. Yes, there are times where you may have to allocate more time and resources to one thing, but it doesn't mean an absolute and permanent sacrifice to the point of no return. You can have loving relationships and partnerships. You can be absolutely spiritual. Actually, money will make you more of the goodness that you already are. If you are already spiritual, you'll be able to share that more. Money is just an amplifier. And I hope I drove that home for you, that as feminine beings, we tend to really want it all, and we get to. It's absolutely true. So there is a universal cycle. There is a natural rhythm and natural flow of life. When we're disconnected from this natural flow, and we've been trained and conditioned and programmed to be disconnected of it. This is the lie of scarcity. This is the thing when we're looking at the yin and yang as a circle. It's one whole thing. It's not either or, it's yes and, it's together. Abundance is all about yes and we get to have this, and we get to have our relationships, and we get to be spiritual, and we get to be rich and wealthy. When we're disconnected from that, this is the lie of scarcity. And this is a very masculine thing because, again, men like to compartmentalize everything. The masculine energy likes to compartmentalize everything. And this means that it's a very one-track way of thinking that I have to go this way and you can't get in my way. I can only have this. And it is a lie of scarcity that keeps us hungry for things that we may not even really want, keeps us from being generous. It keeps us from being abundant. And yes, there is polarities. There is a black and a white. There is a dark and a light. Yet another reason why that we think that it's separate, and this is very different in Eastern philosophy and Western philosophy. Western philosophy is all about it's all about being separate. It's all about me being better than you. That if you are white, you can't be black. If you're black, you can't be white. There's no in between, right? This is polarity. And of course, polarities exist. It's not bad or good. And this is the thing with yin and yang, masculine and feminine energy. It's not really a characteristic. It's not a bad or a good. It just is. It's allowing things to be what they are, allowing things to have total acceptance, total harmony of whatever properties you have. All energy serves a purpose. All energies has a role, allowing things to be total acceptance. And if you remember from the day one, the map of consciousness, what the level of acceptance is, it's a high calibrating frequency. So the more that you can accept the different properties in your life, the different characteristics in your life, the more that you can accept the person that you are now, it is a high calibrating frequency, the level of acceptance, and including the differences, including the diversity of feelings, of emotions that we have, the diversity of people out there as well. The more that the diversity of all different ways to make money. None is wrong, right or wrong. It's whatever you are aligned with, what you can align yourself with. And when it comes to polarities, which is, the opposites, there's a magnetic charge there, but you're either repelling or you're attracting, right? These energies that we have within us. Even our wants and our desires, like, sometimes we think we really want something. We consciously want something, but subconsciously we're a little bit afraid of it. And so we are repelling it at the same time. These are two different energies that we have that we're carrying within us, within our aura, within our energy field, when it comes to having money and making money. Are we repelling it or are we attracting it? How can we come to wholeness so that it all flows? And when it comes to yin and yang energies, the masculine and feminine energies, there's a positive and a negative charge. Just like all electricity, it needs a conduit, it needs a channel. Similar, and remember, we are electrical beings. We are electrical, bioelectrical, biochemical bodies. We are bolts of light. Our cells at a cellular level are bulbs, are brilliant electrical circuits within our body. And our body, which is yang energy, outward energy is masculine energy, but inside is electrical. Inside is the yin energy, the feminine energy is inside. Even in electricity, the principles of electricity, it needs a conduit, it needs a wire to go through, it needs a channel. We are the channel. So where are we channeling our electrical energy? How are we using our electrical energy? How powerful are we as electrical beings in this conduit of a body, of a brain that we can direct our electricity? Even electricity in itself, as you can see here, it needs a conduit, it needs a wire, and then it needs a rubber wire, it needs a shell on top of it. And the negative and positive charge, they don't do anything when they're separate. But you put them together and all of a sudden you have electricity. If you don't have a conduit, if you don't have a channel for your electricity to go through, you'll be like a wild lightning bolt, just flinging off wherever and not really having any destination. So this is the beauty about our body temple, is that we are electrical beings, we are in a conduit, we are a channel, and with the higher faculties that we have been blessed with, because we are the higher animals, the higher conscious being, we get to direct it. How exciting is that? We get to direct our electric circuits. We get to channel our electrical power. If you remember in the first video, I talked about how your thoughts are electric, your heart is magnetic. Everything, all the thoughts that we have coming out of us are very powerful electrical signals. And our heart is the energy, the magnetic pull drawing us in. We manifest our reality. We can do this. We have it in this. We're born with this. It's up to us to just up to you to fully accept this. All of you is welcome here. When you get to this piece of wherever you've been on your money journey thus far, I implore you to have a level of peace and acceptance around it, because every day is a new day and you get to channel again. You get to become a new conduit again. We are regular generating beings. We get to regenerate again, recreate again. And so I'm so glad you're here watching this, because you can now take this day and start anew. And I talked about the universal flow of life. And this generally are sort of the three massive energies around us, right? The cosmos is massive, unfathomable, it's infinite, right? Then there's us on the earth, and then there's the human, and we're all together as one. And this goes with the saying that, you have two perspectives to think about, either that you think the universe is against you or it's always working for you. And it is always working for us because we are one with it. The yin and yang is about wholeness. It's about oneness, and we are all one. The lie of separateness and the lie of scarcity wants us to believe that we are separate from the cosmos, that we are separate from the earth, that we're just this thing with domination over everything. But we are part of it. It's already proven that our cells, our cellular makeup, our biogenetic makeup is of stardust. We are literally stardust being, we have the same chemical makeup as the stars. Our bones, when we, there's a saying in the Bible, from dust we came from and to dust we will return, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Because when we come back to minerals, our mineral composition is similar to that of the earth crust. The amount of calcium, phosphorus, iron. Even while we're alive, we have hydrogen, 75% water. The earth is 75% water. There's so much beautiful alignment to prove to us time and again that we are not separate. And when you start harnessing this feeling and start embodying the feeling of wholeness within us, with the cosmos, with the earth, with each other human beings, with our environment, all of this makes up the fact that we are very, very powerful human beings. And this is why I also love Feng Shui. I know a lot of you come through my Feng Shui channels as well. And you get to create your environment, and your environment creates you. You are not separate. It's very, very important. This is like, working out at home by yourself or working out in the gym. Change your environment, and all of a sudden you can change your state. You can become much more powerful, and you get to have control of this. So there is a natural cycle of life, and I can't talk about the yin and yang without actually talking about this flow. And the yin and yang, the principles of yin and yang believe, and in traditional Chinese medicine, we also believe that all beings are made or somehow produced from these 5 elements. It's called a 5-element theory. Whether you're a star or a rock or a plant or a human being, you somehow have all of these elements in you. That's fire, earth, metal, water, wood. Metal is like, think of it as like minerals, like iron, even gold, right? That comes from the earth. And each of these have a purpose. If you're either in a productive cycle, or you're exhausting each other, or you're destroying each other. Each of these have a purpose. So fire, creates earth, earth creates metal, metal creates water, water creates wood, wood fuels fire, and so on. Fire creates earth, and then so on. And then you can go the other way. The earth can dampen fire, fire can dampen wood, wood can suck out water dry, and water can rust metal, right? So can destroy metal. So there's a destructive cycle, and then there's a productive cycle, and there's also ways to slow down the energy, right? You can also slow down the energy. If you need to, if you need more earth, you would dig up the wood. So earth and wood can complement each other as well. So that is the basic cycle of the 5-element theory. And again, we consist of all these cycles, and our life is either producing or we're destroying, right? Or sometimes we just need a little bit of things to just chill us out, to just dampen us down. And that is the exhaustive cycle as well. So let's really get into the properties of balancing our yin and yang, balancing our masculine and feminine energy. So the yang energy is white, it's bright, it's the masculine energy, yang, right here on the right side. It is assertive, it needs clear direction, it's methodic in thinking. It's logical, it's straight line, it's linear, it's about action, it's outward charge, it's giving, it's loud, it's direct, it's straightforward. It's pushing and forging ahead. It's outward, it's extroverted, right? It's excitement. It's executing the plan. I put planning, but it's more like it's making the list, it's setting the deadline, then it's fast, okay? So there is excess yang energy, which is on the far right here: aggression, controlling, scarcity, domination, rigidity, forceful, distant, always on, right? Putting accolades over relationships. And this is how the world's been working. Would you agree? It's based on aggression, it's based on controlling, it's based on domination, it's very rigid, it's very forceful, it's always on, like everything's always on. Like we can literally order from Amazon 24/7. Like, it's like the sun does not shine all the time on Earth, right? Even the Earth needs its cycle. So we're really out of our natural flow, out of our natural cycle, and it's burning us out. It's burning us out, and this does not work for the feminine energy. We have to step into our natural flow, our natural rhythm of life. So the feminine energy is compassion, it's introspective, it's tuning inward, it's intuition, it's fluid, except rather than linear. It's patient. It's about visionary, higher purpose. It's intention. It's like you know, what's the greater intention? That's the feminine energy, where men just want to, you know, masculine energy is just take charge and let's just go. It's trusting. It's listening, it's acceptance, it's surrender, it's release, it's receptive, receiving energy. This is your receiving energy, very, very important. It's creative, it's journaling, it's collaboration, it's meditation is a feminine energy, and slowing down is a feminine energy. And then there's too much feminine energy, martyrdom, especially for women. It's spacey, depression, needy, wallowing, confusion, shutting down, denial of achievement, and not meeting your own needs. This is too much yin energy. So mastery in your life occurs when you master the transitions, when you're able to go back and forth between your yin energy and your yang energy with accordingly and when appropriate, because we can't always be listening. Sometimes we do have to talk. We, you know, sometimes we can't be overly patient. Sometimes we have to go out and take charge and get action. We can't sit there and you know, we can try to collaborate all day, but someone eventually has to make the decision and take the lead, right? But it's, again, it's balancing both of these energies accordingly. And mastery occurs when you master this transition. So you could have, you know, too much yin energy, too much yang energy, and you want to be balanced. And, you know, some people have a sort of a set number, like, you know, 80% feminine energy is required, and then I'm like 20% masculine throughout the day. But maybe your 20% masculine is like really charging forward, right? But you need that yin energy in order to get to that place of charging forward, because maybe you can't keep charging forward unless you regenerate, unless you plug in a little bit, charge back up. So maybe you do need it, and everyone is different. This is tuning into your own energetic cycles, tuning into how you like to operate when it comes to your work and it comes to your manifestation of money, when it comes to your specific money goals, like how are you going to go out there and get it? Maybe you do need more feminine energy. Maybe you're more naturally masculine energy. That works best for you. So you've got to find a balance. If you are not aligned in your work, then that is a signal. If you're feeling depleted very easily, if you're feeling a little bit depressed or unhappy or out of sorts when it comes to your work or how you're generating money, you've got to take a look at that. You got to take a look at where do you need to recharge? Where do you need to slow down a bit? Maybe where do you need to speed up a bit? Right? Where do you need to, what do you need to do in your energy, in your characteristics, in your daily habits and your routine, so that you can be more balanced? You can be more whole, you can be more aligned and more accepting, and thereby drawing your wealth and money with much more ease to you. And this is the work that I do, essentially, is about balancing this yin and yang. The first phase is about, you know, It's introspective, it's gentle excavation, it's the nurturing, it's the healing of your money wounds, of your childhood stories around money, of your subconscious programming around money. It's the inner world. This is feminine. Feminine energy is inner world. Masculine energy is outer world. And then we start moving outward into your body. How can we start dealing with your money triggers, start rewiring your body and your energetic set point, your nervous system set point, so that you can begin to calibrate at higher levels and begin to start calling in more money for yourself? How can you start embodying this in your body right now to feel safe, to call in more abundance and more wealth? And then now we're still moving outward, because in order for this is that you need to be able to express yourself. You need to be able to communicate. You know what they say, no ask, no get. And if you don't have the ability to communicate your needs, negotiate with people, to communicate, this is a big part of my program, is to refine and up level your skill set when it comes to communication. Maybe you need to sell something. Maybe you need to be visible and put yourself out there. This is a huge part of my program as well, is your ability to express yourself out there to the world, so you can receive and you can also ask for what you need and receive it as well. And then this is when we implement, execute, and elevate. We start taking action specifically towards the way in which you want to garner and build your money and build your wealth. And through all of this, we're working in cycles, we're working in circles, because as they say, new level, new devil. As you start to elevate, you will still continue to come up against blocks. And this is the thing with the, with the coaching and the healing world, is that this work is not just one and done. Every level you reach, there's a new nervous system calibration that you have to deal with. You have to continue opening and elevating your nervous system, so you can continue to call in new levels and more money and wealth, and be able to handle it without being triggered, without self-sabotaging. And this is just reconditioning and rewiring of your nervous system. And again, sometimes we have to start back at the root causes. We have to continue exploring, continue embodying, continue expressing, continue your elevating. So we must retrain our minds and our bodies for abundance, recalibrate this, as within, so without, as above, so below. We're here to take our visions, our manifestation, and bring them down to the material world. We have visions, we have wants, we have desires. Desires mean desire, sire from the stars, to be sired from the stars. You have desires because it has been imprinted in you. If you have the desires, the universe must give them to you. You just have to start the cycle going, keep the flow going. Let's bring your manifestations to materializations. Let's bring your vision up that's right now in the stars. Let's bring it down to the ground, to the earth. Let's bring it to materialization. And I'm going to end with talking about the flow cycle, because again, all we have to do is step into the natural flow cycles. And these are the flow state. The flow state, and it's the best moments in our lives, are not the passive, receptive, relaxing time. The best moments usually occur when a person's body or mind is stretched to its limits in a voluntary effort to accomplish something difficult and worthwhile. So, when we say we want things to come easy, we do want it to come easy. We want an absolute flow. We want to be on a flow state when it comes to it, for sure. And there is there's so much research on the ability to tap into our flow state. And this is heightened creativity, increase productivity, increase problem solving, and increase skill acquisition. And we need all of these as we work up the muscles, as we work up the skills to reach our money goals. And however way you choose, being in the flow state will help you get there, whether it's requiring new skills, whether it's needing to be more creative, whether it's needing to be more productive, and of course you need to problem solve. You are going to have problems that arise, and you need to have an increase in problem solving. And this happens when you can access flow states for yourself. But we are, again, going back to day one, we're stuck. We're stuck in our bodies. We're stuck in our stories or the past. Flow states allow us to reconnect. Flow state, have you ever been lost in a conversation that's been, or lost in a good book or in a good movie or in nature, and you just feel so amazing? That is flow state. When you're so surrendered to your environment, you could be swimming, you could be boating, you could be hiking in nature, and you're absolutely one with the environment. That is a state of flow. When you've lost, when you're deep in conversation with somebody, you're just enjoying the moment. That is flow state. You've opened up your body, you've opened up your nervous system, you've been able to relax your nervous system, and you've stepped into flow states. Except when we're growing and we're challenging ourselves, all growth and challenges will be triggering. How? That is different for everybody. What is your response to unfamiliar discomfort? What is your survival pattern? Do you feel frozen, overwhelmed? And I talked a little about this on day one. How can you start shifting your state so that as you are going out there and challenging yourself with getting more money, how can you keep yourself open instead of getting triggered by your old story about what money is to you, or what it means to make money, so that you can continue moving forward instead of fleeing, instead of fighting, instead of sensing some danger, instead of getting overwhelmed. This is about getting the flow state. So now we're more moving into the action part of making and getting money. And I talked about the struggle. So, people, you may relate to, whether it's working or having your business and being in the struggle of your work. And then eventually you make a breakthrough, you decide to release, and then you get into the flow of your work. And then from there, you need to recover. And this is with anything. This is like when I was preparing this presentation, like I was in struggle mode for a little bit. And as I got, towards to the end of finishing the presentation and practicing the presentation, then yes, I decided to release, and now I'm in the flow of doing it because I've practiced, I've struggled, I've worked with it, and then you got to recover. So here's the thing when it comes to human being and working, is that we spend too much time in struggle mode, and we also don't spend enough time recovering. If we want to continue working and producing and creating, especially when it comes to our money goals, we have to learn to struggle more efficiently and recover more deeply. So where in your life are you struggling way too hard? Where can you get to a place of more flow? And where can you allow yourself to recover? So yes, so this is, again, the number one reason fail to flow is it's called the flow cycle. It's not a state that you can just turn off and on like a light. It goes in stages. And every stage is depending on what you're doing, whether you're just, you have a project, or you have a job to do, or you have a specific goal that requires a whole bunch of action. You have to be able to get through these phases efficiently. How do you struggle more efficiently? Is that you take breaks. You allow yourself to take breaks. You allow yourself to step into your feminine energy and rest during the struggle phase, during your work phase. And then you can release it. And then you step in to your absolute flow state. But then we need to recover. We need to recover from all of it. We need to allow, we can't just keep working, right? We can't just keep creating, keep producing, keep going, struggling. We need to allow ourselves to struggle more efficiently and recover more deeply. Okay, these are the biggest points when it comes to working for our goals, the struggle phase and the recovery phase. So those are your biggest leverage. Where can you struggle more efficiently, and where can you recover more deeply? And this will enable you to keep on growing, keep challenging yourself, keep going for that next milestone with it before you burn out. So let's talk about this. I would love to be in touch with you and see what exactly are your money goals? What exactly are you doing for work? How exactly where are your habits right now? And can you keep on creating with ease and with flow? Can you keep producing with ease and with flow? Are you allowing yourself to recover? Are you allowing yourself to work hard? I mean, let's check out this, let's check out what you're doing specifically. I would love to connect with you. So this is, this is part of peak performance. This is peak state. It's self-care, only more intentional. This is, sort of my daily, almost daily access to flow, what I'm getting when I'm needing to get to work. So a sample is daily. I take a walk, I move, I listen to music, I dance, I do weekly breathwork session. Monthly, I change my environment altogether because now new things spark more creativity in you. And it's also recharging. It's like plugging in. Quarterly, I take a short trip. Annual, I do a ceremony or some sort of retreat. So the absolute yin way of recharging is, digital detox, a bow of silent. Yang is to seek novelty, extreme sports. So this is sort of the things that you can do so that you can keep creating, you can keep producing, you can keep on making money. That's why we're here for it, right? Without burning out, staying in balance, knowing your yin and your masculine and feminine energies, honoring all these parts of you. And again, we move through these. This is about, the flow of abundance in your life. You come to an awareness, you clear out your old money wounds. Number 2, you embody it, you recalibrate, you elevate and regulate your nervous system. Then you express communication, your confidence level on the outside, working from the inside out. And then you can continue elevating. Let's carve out your money mastery map. Let's see ways in which you can implement it. This is what I would love to talk to you about. So book your call now. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. If you have any questions, I covered a lot of little facets, but if you need any clarity at all, book a call with me directly. Here it is. I would love to hear from you very soon. I'd love to know where you're at in your money journey. I'd love to know where you're at in your money goals, and how we can reach that together, and how we can go together side by side. I'm like your business bestie, your money bestie. Let's do this together. I would love to hear from you. So tomorrow's call is about the manifestation gap and the money game as well. That's day 3. You'll get that day 3 also in this email. So I hope to talk to you soon. Don't forget to book that call. Bye for now.